guys, so I am back with a book haul video, but it is also a challenge video as well. And the challenge was I had to buy as many books as I could for $20 from a secondhand bookstore or a thrift store, like that type of thing. So I went to my local RSPCA op shop, or thrift store, however you want to call it, and I picked up 10 books. However, I did fail at this challenge. I spent $23, so only $3 over, and I totally would have won this challenge, except for on my way to the counter when I'd finished browsing all the books and I picked the ones that I wanted, I saw the kids section and I saw a couple of books in there that made me really nostalgic for my childhood, and I picked them up and grabbed them. So if I hadn't have done that, I would have totally won this challenge. But I still consider it as a pretty good win because I was only $3 over. So I'm going to get started. The first book I have is Unbridled by Eileen Rendahl, and it's this one here. And this one only cost me $1. Like, how awesome is that? Now, I have never read any of these books, so I don't know exactly what they're all about, but I believe this one is about Chloe is getting married and she's sort of, at her wedding, walking down the aisle. Her fiancé is at the altar and she runs for it. She can't commit to him and she ends up moving into her grandmother's vacant property and starts doing it up and meets somebody and realizes that her life is where she is right now. That's what I got from it. So that's that one. I'm really excited to read it. It is only quite a small book. It is 322 pages, but it's like a really tiny book, so it's really not that big, a bigger book, I don't think, anyway. And then the next one I picked up was Undead and Unreturnable by Janice Davidson, and this is one of my favourite authors. I love her books, and this is book 4 from the Undead series, and this one only cost me $3. It is only a very, very thin read as well, and this one is only 222 pages. But I love her books, and I believe I have book 5 in this series. I haven't got the rest yet because I refuse to pay full price for a book that is so tiny, so when I see them cheap I pick them up, and I saw this for $3, so I got that one. And this one is about Betsy Taylor, who is a vampire queen, and she's adjusting to her life after as a vampire queen. And I'm not really sure. I think she gets married or something in this one. I don't really know. I've never read this one, but I'm looking forward to reading it once I get book 1. Then the next 2 books are the books that stopped me in my tracks and made me fail this challenge. And they are 2 books from my childhood. They're actually books that I never got to read by this author, but I've read many other books by this author, and I remember borrowing these 2 books from the library when I was like 9 or 10 years old, and I never got around to reading them, and they had to get returned, and then I just never got to read them, which sucks. But the first one is Victoria and the Rogue by Cabot. And it is this one here, and I had to pick it up when I saw it because it just made me so nostalgic for my childhood, because I used to lay in bed on the weekends and I used to read Cabot books, and I used to lay there for hours reading these books, and I used to love reading like The Princess's Diaries and all those sorts of books. So yeah, this one was only $1, and it is a very, very thin book, as you can see. The pages are a little yellow, but that's fine by me, because it is an older book. It is only 200 pages, but it is in pretty good condition for what it is. So I'm looking forward to reading this, you know, now. And yeah, I don't really know what this one's about. I think it's set back in, like, you know, England, I believe, back in the day. And it's about Victoria here, Lady Victoria, and she meets Lord Malfoy, and when she gets off the boat from India, and she finds him gorgeous and that sort of thing, but then the captain of the boat is spreading stories about the Lord, and she may not have a happily ever after all. So yeah, that's what that one is. The next one from Meg Cabot is Nicola and the Viscount. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's either Viscount or Viscount, I don't know, but it is this one here, and I love it. And this one was only $1 as well, so I had to pick it up. This one's in a little bit better condition than this one. This one still has yellow pages, but not as yellow as the other one. This one was one I started to read but never got to finish when I borrowed it from the library, so I'm looking forward to reading this one. This one is another one of those ones I believe is set in England, I think, and it is about Nicola Sparks, the girl on the front cover, and she falls in love with Lord Sebastian, and I don't really know what else it's about, so yeah, but that, I'm so looking forward to reading that one, can't wait. The next two books I picked up are by the same author, and the first one is Summer in the City by Robyn Sisman. I think that's how you pronounce her name. It is a gorgeous cover, by the way. And this one was only $2, so that's a bargain to me, and it is in great condition. Like the pillows, oh my god, the pages aren't yellow or anything. There's no creases or anything. There's a bit of a crease at the top there, but I really don't care. But this one is about Suze Wilding and Lloyd Rockwell, and they work for, I believe, a advertising firm, and Suze lives in London and Lloyd lives in New York, and they swap lives and jobs. And when Suze goes into Lloyd's job, she finds out that they are trying to get rid of Lloyd, and they begin talking, and yeah, so it sounds like a really good one. Again, this is quite a small read, it's only a very thin book. This one is only 309 pages, but it's a thin 309 pages, so looking forward to reading that. The next one from that author is Special Relationships? No, hang on, Special Relationships by Robyn Sisman, and again, a gorgeous, gorgeous cover. And I believe this one is about Annie Hamilton, who is a literary agent, and she lives in London. Never forgot Jordan Hope, who I guess is someone that she used to date back when she was younger, and he is a saxophone player in the United States, and is a presidential hopeful. I think he's running to be president or something back in the States. And Annie is married with 3 kids, and the oldest kid, Tom, finds out a secret of Annie's, and it turns out that Jordan might be his father, so Tom goes after him, not caring about his presidential campaign or anything like that. So this one sounds like a really, really good one. This one's a little bit thicker than the first one I just showed you, but it's only 325 pages, so looking forward to that. And again, only $2, you really can't go wrong. The next one I got is Bite Club, which is book 10 in the Morganville Vampire series by Rachel Caine, and it just looks like this. And I have not read this series yet because I'm slowly collecting the books, because again, I refuse to pay full price for these books because they are ridiculously overpriced in store. So I pick them up cheap when I see them. So I have about 3 or 4 books in this series now. This one only cost me $3, so I couldn't leave it there. And this book, the book 10, is about Claire Danvers, who lives in Morganville, and she's a college student, and vampires and humans live, peacefully together. But someone has started a new extreme sport which is broadcasted over the internet, and it is bare knuckle fighting between vampires and vampires, or sometimes vampires and humans. And she discovers that it has started to threaten everyone in Morganville, and if they don't do something about it, everyone may not survive. So that sounds like a really good book. The next one I picked up is a book that I've been wanting to read for a while because I have heard it is good, and it is The Blood Countess by Tara Moss. Now this book is probably the book in the worst condition out of all the ones I've got. Not that it's actually in bad condition, it's just it's got a lot of creasing through the cover along here and towards the bottom in the corner, but that really doesn't bother me too much. But this one is by Tara Moss, and it is the first book in the Pandora English series. I believe it's a trilogy. I could be wrong though. And Pandora English, where is it? I believe was an orphan or something like that, and she's been invited to live with her great aunt Celia in New York, and so she seizes the opportunity to escape the town that she lives in and to break free from her, tragic past, and she's trying to make it as a writer. And she gets there and finds that her aunt's house is a Gothic mansion and is Mist Wreath Manhattan suburb that doesn't appear on any maps. And then Celia herself is a former designer to the stars of Hollywood in the Golden Age, and she is unnaturally young and always wearing a veil. And Pandora lands a job in a fashion magazine, and her first assignment is to cover an A-list launch of, a miracle cream called Blood of Youth, but she finds out that there's something not quite right about the product, and I don't even know how to pronounce his name. I think it's Athanasia. I could be wrong. The face of the campaign is really beautiful and young, and it seems like there may be kind of like a secret ingredient in the Blood of Youth cream, which is a secret worth killing for. So that sounds like a good book. This book here was only $3, and this actually was originally from QBD because it still has the little sticker on it, but looking forward to reading that. The next book I picked up, I'm actually really looking forward to, and this looks almost brand new. Like, the spine hasn't even been cracked or nothing. Actually, I think it is brand new. I don't think anyone has read this book. And it is Priceless by Nicole Richie, and it just looks like this. And I have already read and owned her first book, I believe it was, which was Truth About Diamonds. And so I really wanted to read this one. This one only cost me $3, which is a great bargain. And I kind of have no idea what this one is about. I really have no idea what it's about, but I've been looking forward to reading it. So that's that one. And then the last book I picked up, which is the one I'm the most excited about, is a hardback, and it is by Cecelia Ahern, which is one of my favorite authors, and it is If You Could See Me Now. And it just looks like this, and look at that gorgeous dust jacket. The cover is, like, underneath is very plain. It is just dark green with a purple binding on the spine. But it is such a gorgeous book, like dust jacket. I'm really excited to read this one. I have no idea what it's about, but I've never been disappointed by a Cecelia Ahern novel, so I'm really looking forward to that. And this one here only cost me $4, which is fantastic for a hardback, because I know this hardback cost, I think it's like $44.99 in store to buy, so glad to get that. And then when I opened it up, I found a postcard in there of the book as well, so I'm going to keep that because it's in perfect condition, and I'm going to use it as a bookmark. So yeah, so that is my book haul, and I hope you guys liked it. If you have read any of these books, let me know and leave a comment down below. Bye!